What's good? It's P on the track. You better play it. And today's it's an amazing and a special day for me. First and foremost because it's my birthday, but apart from that, it's because the huge and big release of 43va P.A.I.D. Today is a celebration for me. Not only because I came to this earth 25 years ago, but because of how much fun and how much I learned throughout my music journey. And I would love to share that with you. So this video is gonna be a little bit long. I will go and do a breakdown and a timeline of each track that is on this album. So I hope you enjoy this, and before we get to the videos, I always like a Life's Garden 420 phrase that he always says. Shout out to the whole crew because I always miss a few. So in this case, if you were part of this album, I want to thank you personally from my heart, because it would be a lie if I tell you I made all this by my own. So without no further ado, let's start with this. Have fun and let's go. Okay, today, August 29, 2023. The project dropped like almost 3 months ago, more or less. And it's been doing great, but that's aside. Because from now on, you're gonna see breakdowns that you might already seen it, with different newer scenes, and at the end you're gonna see how I started making music, and then 2 new breakdowns as well. And as right now, as I'm shooting this video, I'm editing everything, and I am around 1 hour 36 minutes, which is a lot of content, to be honest, and I feel like I could go on forever. I don't know if even adding more or such, but hey, I'm having so much fun doing this. I hope you're doing the same. You're gonna see a lot of transformations, even in my face, doing all this whole thing, even though it's such a short span of time. And yeah, let the documentary begin. Be on the track, you better play that. And I just want to tell you that today is my birthday, and I want to celebrate that with you. That's why I dropped 43 tracks. Yup, all those tracks got teased, with each track single available right now. So you already know what to. Today we're gonna talk about Amazing Grace. Such a wonderful track, produced by me, with One Way Fly and Genius, plus Life's Garden on the tag, and at the outro called Navi. I love this track, and I have a really dope story about it. So this track started, of course, with the beat that I made around January, February from last year. And at that time I was inspired by that Kanye documentary, right? And he always used some soulful samples, so I was like, why not? Let's try, but adding some trap elements, right? So I was looking on YouTube until I find a soulful loop from a track from the 70s, and I was like, this is a no-brainer. I have to do something with this. And I started to add the elements, and before even the drums, I start with that trumpet. It has like electric guitar after the trumpet, and one element after the other made the melody so damn rich that I was like, okay, time to put the drums on it. And I didn't want to get bored with the sample, so I made a part without the sample. Now, the official track was released December 2 from last year, December 2nd. And for this release, for 43va P.A.I.D, I decided to take all the samples down. I didn't want to have no samples, no issues with no one. It's crazy because from that song, I created around 5 other songs that are on the album, right? And it got to a point that I said, okay, I will build the other tracks and I feel like I should like put this like aside because nothing's gonna ever happen with this beat. And I was kind of pissed because I fell in love with that beat so damn badly. I was like, okay, wow, like no one is like sharing my opinion, like no one's liking this beat as much as I do. So okay, time went by, I was making more tracks from the album, and One Way Flight sent me a text saying, surprise, check your email. I listened to it and I was like, oh shit. It was so damn tight, that verse was so damn dope. Originally I want Flight to sing, but it was no space for singing. I don't know what I was thinking back then. But he rapped and killed it. And once that I got his part, we were talking and he was like, okay, find someone that's dope for it. I mean, don't put no trash artists on it. So, thinking, oh shit, Genius, Il Genio Zeus, why not? He took like up to 3 days to make that verse, and the rest is history. Then you got Ice Garden 420 tag. He sent that a custom one. Plus you got at the end Cal Nadi like repeating a text message that I got last year that was hilarious. It was only right to put this as the very first track of the album. Even though this is a new version, the OG gonna drop as a single with a clean version in a couple months. So let's go with the next one.
Yo, PA, I got you, homie. I told you. Asking you shall receive. You know what I'm saying? We in the magic hour. We had reconnected again at one point because, you know, it was a while I was going through a bunch of shit. So we ended up reconnected at one point, and so doing Amazing Grace, I had to pull myself out of a zone of like, of a specific, of like what people are used to from me. Yep. The first thing that popped up in my head was, fuck is we doing here? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like it was all just like first thoughts basically. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody's rapping faster. You feel me? Like let me be the one to bring back that slow flow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, shout out to my nigga Biggie, cause Biggie was the one that was doing that the most. And I was like, yo, you know what? Let me bring that cool big belly rude boy flow in there, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's some shit you gonna remember like some souvenirs. I put 2 in the air. Don't even worry about it. There's some food for your ears. Genix. Eat a dick, that's how I feel, nigga. I'm tired of hearing stories about these real niggas.
Second track of the album. Originally, the track was made from scratch throughout a line that I love about the song that says, came from nothing now turning into something. Yeah. The whole song, it was not my favorite at all. That line stuck on my head so damn much that I was like, I needed this. I did that and created that crazy ass beat. The beat is simple melodies, has some rims, sticks playing as a percussion. Never really went crazy with it. It's simple but it's effective. So after the OG version was dropped, October 2021, with that bear as a cover art, really did well as a single, but I can make all the mixes better than I did before. Okay, first of all, let's update that track, change that hook, make it more even creative and mellow. So I hit Lil Fleur, the GOAT. He came up pretty damn fast. The same day he sent his hook, and it's a bilingual hook verse from what I was recording in 2021. I was like, I want to extend this, make like a extended version with like a different type of. It was only right to tell them how to stun before the track how to stun. If it makes sense though.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. It was a while. We've known each other for a long time now, I feel like, right? It's been like at least a year and some change. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Well, I have to say I'm not so sure. the version that I remember, it might be correct or I don't know, I'm just invented. It was like I'm going loose to read it. And some people should take them, don't give credit, don't reach out, nothing.
No, that's what it was. It was Deluxe or something. It was like some skit or something. Yeah, and then I found you and I was like, yeah, this shit hard. And then I DM'd you. Yo, that's what it was. I remember that. Damn, that's crazy. That was a while ago.
If I'm not mistaken, you saw that be like the very next day.
I used the beat. Yeah, I think I use it right away, yeah. Whenever I get beats I like, I usually will get an idea and it's just like right there. I'm like, okay, hold on, I gotta, you know what I mean? So that's why I don't listen to beats until I'm home and I'm at my microphone, because I know that I'm gonna, like, if I hear a beat I like, I'm gonna be ready to go. Like, I gotta get that idea down so I don't forget it, because my memory's fucking terrible, so I forget ideas like crazy. You should see my notes app.
At least with this track, I have to say that you deliver so quick that it's not just impressive in a way, but as well, it was good because sometimes in my end I was like not kind of in a rush, and I was like, I want to get those ideas down quick.
Right, exactly,
and,
just like me.
Sometimes without like not discrediting nobody or not saying nothing bad about anyone. Some people have their own stuff, they might just forget, or even though I know people that take months to record or just write lyrics, right?
Right.
And I have to say that track I had to replace the hook, like a bunch of tracks in the album, like changing things. And as soon as I send it to you, it's like take, I don't know. If I say 5 hours, that would be a lot. So let's say 3 or, I don't know, the same day was done.
That song, I think I did it like a bar or two in Spanish at the end too, huh? Or didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
I think I remember. It was something about like being in love with money or something like Primero Amor. I remember that. Yeah, that shit was fun, man. That was a fun ass song to me. We gotta get some more going.
I have to say that I don't know if it was just a coincidence, but when you were like starting in that hood, you said, I can show you how to start. And it was like crazy because I had the song, even in that one, the song that's after is called How to Start.
Yep, I remember hearing that one.
There we go, because I don't know if it was before you listened to it or what, because it was like, what? It's like kind of like, it's like doing that preview was it's coming after.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked it, and I really didn't have to work much. You already mixed, you already did everything. Mostly.
Yeah, it was a quick process. That's how it should be when it's natural, you know? Like, that's how the good songs are made. It's just natural, quick, good ideas coming out. That's what we had. We made a good one.
The last word to say?
Oh man, nope. Just follow me at It's Flair on Instagram. I got a new song I just dropped. No, nothing else, man. Just appreciate you as always. Hope to make some more good music with you soon. And yeah, good times.
How to stun. Forever P.A.I.D. Why the 43va? That stands for forever. 43 because that day I dropped 43 tracks. 24 were from this album that we're actually talking right now. Let's break down how to Stun came to that. Back in 2020, I was brainstorming with a client about the song Costa Rica by Dreamville. That track had like 10 people, and why not making something out of that, but keeping on with my own style. After discussing a little bit, we came up with the name, The Experiment. We thought that would be a cool name for starting a series of tracks involving multiple people. We thought that would be a great marketing idea. Let me give you some game. 1 people sharing the song is different than having like 9 people sharing the same song. If you're working with artists that actually really care about what they do and they do a guest feature, they're gonna share the song. While we were on a Skype call, he was like, okay, go for it, make the beat on the spot. I made the first beat and we were like, It seemed alright. Right in the spot, I made that second beat and we were blown. But my client was like, I will record my verse last. I want to see what the other artists rap about. So we started reaching out people from his end and my end, left and right, going, trying to get new people. Days went by, the same as Amazing Grace, I have no fucking answer. Nearly gave up on the idea. But I convinced my client to persist. Despite his lack of interest, this is another time I had to work on my own. I had to believe in myself and put the work in. 5 from 8 months went by and the song was complete. Artists from all over the US and even Canada. However, the main artist that was on the hook said, I'm not doing it. I don't want to be part of that. The very next day, another one said, I don't want to be part of that. The same week, other artists said, I'm not doing it. We were back ground zero and starting to build the track again while it was already done. A great beat with a couple of great verses with no structure. This situation tests me in a big way. I continue to networking until I find the right people for this track. But I managed to keep verses from K-Bliss, Trapadon, Akira, and the Honey Baby. However, the hook wasn't there. That's when I reached out to Mr. C. He loved the idea and contributed to make this amazing hook that we got after the track was released. My client that we thought about the idea from the scratch was like, you know, you damn right, my bad. I wish I kept the song. And I said, too late. This song became the most successful song I ever released to this day. By last year, around June, I decided to part ways with my client and one of his friends that was on the track. We were not having a good communication and our business wasn't that genuine. It was time to start all over again with more knowledge, but more talented people all around me. I reached out to Aston Martin and John Blaze and they completed the track. They saved this version because for Forever P.A.I.D, I didn't want people that I actually have issues or they were not genuine with me. This album, Forever P.A.I.D, embodies the growth of myself throughout the years. On the other hand, this song keep on doing pretty damn good. Over 29k streams up to this day without no ball promotion, no fake whatever. This is the breakdown on how to stunt. Just went off the chain with this one. Next time, we gotta keep on grinding.
Hey yo, so check this out. You acting like a bitch. You want people to treat you as a man? That doesn't make no sense.
Okay, I'm looking good. We good. Keep grinding. What a title, right? Do you believe in what you do? Are you willing to put the effort?
5 hours later.
The idea started back in 2018. Yeah, 5 years ago. Shit, crazy, right? So a customer back at that time asked me a beat for him to record on top and sell that beat with the hook on. He sent the hook.
Cool, you feel me? But my using.
That was solid. I like it. More than having that as for selling with the hook, it would be a better idea to have that as my own song. So I started sending the song out as always. First one that replied was Spitz. He was really feeling the track, and while I was listening to his verse, I like it so much. At the end of the verse has what is the hook, the actual hook. So I was like, hold on. I tested the guy that did the hook before and I was like, hey, hold on, you can keep it, you know? PA is not selfish this time, you can keep it. How ironic, me not being selfish, right? Okay, then we got the hook, the verse from Spitz. We needed a new verse. I was looking through IG and they had that Ambition podcast, shout out to the Worth Away Records, and they had Aston Martin on it. So I approached him, told him about the idea, and I was like, okay, hold on, let's trade this. You send me a verse, I send you 2 beats. I sent him like 1,000 beats, let him decide, he picked 2 and then he used it for his album. Every time I work with him, he works so fast. I ask him, I get it, that's it, ready to drop. I remember back at that time I was abroad and when I dropped that track, January 3rd, 2020, before the hits, that track was next to Doing Me and Piccolo. No spoilers. Those breakdown coming next, so no spoilers. So, the track got great comments, but not as much as the track that had the hook. I prefer this version. 3 years, now we're here. The main idea was no sample. Start to make all of I wanted organs because Mr. C was telling me about using them. I had pianos, like a lot of instruments, and when I was doing the drums and I actually had the Aston Martin verse, I was like, it's cool, but it needs some. I needed speech verse because I reached out to him and said, hey, Aston Martin redid his verse. Record because I didn't have the vocal. What about if you get on and then do you? He was like, okay, cool, babe, let's do it. But weeks were passing by and P.A. was getting impatient. So I was like, yo, bro, I need it. Texting him back to back. If you know me, you know when I want something, I'm annoying. I just do this with music and anything in life. If I want it, I will get it regardless. So he couldn't get that verse done, or at least it might have taken like a month or two more. And I was like, nah. This was the last track that I was doing before dropping the album. I wanted now. Yeah, I got online, search, and got to the bullshit of AI. Okay, let me take a shot. Let me try this. Bounce the OG master, which that was the only thing that I got because I don't have the vocals of the beat that I made back then. I could get the stems, that means melody, drums, vocals, and bass, all separated. The tracks are all together. I got them separated. I bounced out them to the track. I love how the OG drums were sounding, so I thought, like, okay, I keep them. For some reason, Aston Martin verse from the AI was not sounding clean, but for some fucking reason that I don't know, a speech verse was sounding so proper that I was, what? I got like the OG vocals, the original vocals. Now, at that time I was to being studying for school, but as I never did, I wasn't. So I was with that track. Next day I was going to school, did the car test, and I was blown away with the results of how crispy vocals I had on that track. Sent it to Spitz and was like, bro, I don't need your service anymore. We good. And he was like, what? Say what? So he listened to the track, happy. Aston Martin was happy as well. And when I was like, cool, the album is done. Let's go with the next breakdown. Oh, hold on. Before I go to the next breakdown, I have to say one thing. Sometimes music, you need a lot of money to make music. But sometimes, as I've been breaking down track by track, up to this point until I finish with this album, having a broke budget for music makes you put your creativity and artist level on a test, on a daily test, hour by hour, to the point that you have to get it done no matter what. And you're gonna make excuses or you're gonna make the work.
We keep grinding, in the street climbing, repeat timing, in the streets rhyming. We keep highwing, stripped like a hydrant, speeding to the top, non-stop with sirens.
This one, I have to bring my boy Genius to it. It's gonna be so fun. We had a lot of fun, so let's go straight to this kind of interview and enjoy it. So, how did you get to meet P.A.?
Through my cousin IKP.
Shout out to IKP. Now,
For real, shout out my boy.
I heard you start rapping because of him. Is that true?
That is definitely a fact.
I heard as well that you were not listening to hip hop and he like put you on.
That's true. Yeah, hey, I bet.
First song that we work in, title Lee.
So, you know what I'm saying? This is just one of the things that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Collab with the bro P.A. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then there's another track. He should introduce that track. It's his album.
You got the juice?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it?
Of course.
Where's that?
Of course. It's always on deck, baby.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we do around here. You know what I mean? This is what we do around here. Y'all know nothing about that stuff.
I got the juice. How everything got done.
P.A. had sent this beat to me, right? I remember when he sent me the beat. I'm not sure if I was the first person who had beat, and at first there was nobody on it. And so he had sent it to me, and I was listening to it. I was like, nah, this beat is hard. Like the way the bass came in and everything. I remember I had text you. I was like, yo, do you want just a verse or do you want a whole song? You feel me? And you was like, do a song. After that day, I completely forgot about the beat for like 3 days, right? That was when P.A. had sent me, he resent me basically the beat, but this time it had somebody on the verse. It was Neff Luke. I'm like, nah, this verse is type on. I gotta come correct on this song.
Bro, shout out to him.
Shout out Neff Luke. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I swear, when I heard it, I didn't even hear it from when you sent it. Like I literally just, as soon as you sent it, loaded into Logic. You know what I mean? When I was listening to record it through Logic was when I actually heard his verse. And I reheard the beat for the first time since I heard it 3 days prior. I'm like, oh nah, he went off. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to something. You know what I'm saying? Man.
Can you drop some bars of that song, some part that you like?
He said, first off, guys get when that bullshit. Fuck around and loaded up a full clip. Niggas better duck when the full spit. One shot to make a nigga do a full flip. If you can't swim, get up out the deep end. Your bitch begging me to go deep in. She got a tight grip on the wood like a serpent. I'm certain. And handle her mains like a Birkin. Yo. I ain't gonna lie to you, not to gas myself up, but I'm about to gas myself up. Look, that song, that verse is crazy. The wittiness, the structure, and everything. But anywho, when I uploaded the song onto Logic, I started recording. And originally that whole thing was really just one whole verse. You feel me? Lyrically, I can rap. You know what I mean? I ended up doing that song. Yeah, it took me an hour because I think by 12 o'clock, you was like, I forgot, you said something about, you like, damn, that was fast. Or something. Like I was like, nah, that's funny. Right?
Got more music coming?
I do got some music coming. I got a few songs coming out with P.A. Hold on. Yeah. Yo, nah. I'm joking. Chop. I tuned in.
Shout out to Flywood, that's on the hook as well.
I fuck with what he do.
Oh yeah, I made that Brooklyn connection happen. Oh shit.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Well, shout out my nigga Flyboy, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, and we forgot one thing. Canali on the outro. I really wanted a verse from him, but as Genie took out the whole beat, I was like, okay, let's use these couple bars and then we're gonna use the other bars from another song. Hallelujah! Yo, this track is unique, really unique. Got a style that no other track from this album got. How it came was from a song that was called Who Wants the Smoke by K-Bliss and Calnati. The song is unreleased and I'm pretty sure it will never come out. From that track, I decided to use in K-Bliss vocals and build a different beat on top. I wanted something like to be really ambient, something chill, you know, that deep sound. You know what I'm saying? The beat was super simple, but it was effective. But remember, we're going back to Amazing Grace, so check that breakdown if you don't know what I'm talking about. I remember at the end, which I didn't say on that breakdown, I wanted to make a choir with multiple people. The idea was all the people that were on the song, that initial was, I thought, more than how to stun, we're singing at the end a choir. There's a song I found out on the YouTube called Amazing Grace, gospel choir of people singing Amazing Grace. I hit on my boy IKP, shout out to him for doing part of that choir. Really the first and only one that sang from that choir what I requested. I didn't want to have him alone on that track, so I was like, I won't use it on that one, but I will figure out how to use it on a different one. The first idea I thought was a drill bit, but it really didn't ended up happening. But I remember I had those K-Bliss vocals and I was like, why not? Let's try. All of them were different BPM, but hey, we're gonna make it happen. no matter what.
You know what I'm saying?
Side note, happened that some of the people that I wanted to acquire were requesting too much, or were like the type of people, you know, that they love to ask but never give. I experienced that in the last couple of days of that. And you know what? I'm the type of guy that I ask, you don't want to give it, it's cool, fuck you. Nah, me, fuck it. More people can do the same job and even better. It's crazy as well because K-Bliss and IKP vocals really don't match in topics. But anywho, their recordings were so good that I had to use it. It was a no-brainer. I know. The OG idea for this track to happen didn't happen. Hold on, a little game. Always have a plan, but have in mind some of those difficulties or any setback or any change can happen. Like, you have to be motivated every day. The motivation is getting yourself better every day. The motivation is fake. You have to be everyday motivated, right? Yeah, as always, too many switches, but the final version is here. So the first version was released back in October last year, 2022. Anyway, for this album, Forever P.A.I.D, I wanted a switch. This track originally had a sample. I started building a track, having the same hip-hop vibes, and then at the end, I want to switch from that style to a more like a 808s and heartbreaks type of feel. That's why it's like a build-up. After the track was done, I went to my homie J.A. house, and I was playing tracks from the album. He was like, play them, I want to listen. When Hallelujah came, he was like, I'm feeling this track, but there's something missed. And I was like, what's that? And he was like, me playing the guitar, fool. I was like, go ahead, go for it, do you? And start to play melodies. He got a point. After he recorded, bounced out on the main session, that 99 Problems Jay-Z song on my mind when I was listening to that guitar playing, which says, I have 99 problems, making music and being a bitch ain't one. My style though. I want to thank K-Bliss and IKP and JA, of course, and I know y'all love it. Shout out to you for listening. And hey, hold on. If you watch this and you don't like it, you don't share it, and you don't do those things, you're true.
Hold on. It's P on the track. And before you go, I have a special announcement. And let's not waste no time and just go straight with it, alright? P.A.rmesano is a premium clothing brand that specializes in high-quality cotton t-shirts with a unique and stylish designs created by P.A. on the track. Our t-shirts are not only comfortable to wear, but also make a fashion statement. We believe in providing our customers with the best quality products that will last for years to come. Experience the fusion of comfort and fashion with P.A.rmesano.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Neff Luke, you heard me? I want to give a special shout out to my boy P.A. on the track, man. Been working with it for a while. And I want to say one of my favorite songs with P.A., man, is Neff Luke featuring Flyboy and Bishop T, that Doing Me. Bro, when I first heard the beat, hey, look, check it out. Bro, I fell in love with it ever since. But man, I'm talking about been solid ever since, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro, and hope to keep working with you in the future. But yo, check it out though. One other thing, don't ever forget, it's Luke.
Doing Me. Shut up. Alright, going back in the memory lane, back in 2019. If you're an OG follower, if you know me since then, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you might be wondering, like, this is an old track. Yeah, it's an old track, but it's dope as fuck.
Back in the time that I was doing the Freestyle Fridays and all that thing, I have a US mic, which was trash. And I was using it and doing random noises with like pens, like wolves, I don't know, whatever, book, CD, whatever that I got at hand. And with that, I made a beat and then I sent to different people. First one was Flyboy. He recorded onto that beat, a super dope hook. Once that I got that hook, I was like, I cannot drop this track with that garbage ass beat. So I made one on top
always with the same MIDI, same everything, but once that I made it, sent to Nefluke came out clutch with the first verse, and then I got Bishop T. Now, if you're watching this, Bishop T, Mikey, hit my DM, stop hiding from PA and reach out, okay? Apart from that, this is one of the tracks that original had my older tag, which was P.A.I.D, así es como va, which in English is P.A.I.D, the way that how it goes. So in this version from the first original to this one, I just changed the tag and that's it. No more changes at all. The track was original drop on my first EP. This is a quick breakdown. Stay tuned.
Tell y'all this, but lately I've been getting high. I get so focused that people think I'm traumatized. I got them crazy eyes. Run up on me, give it a try. Smack the backside, only trying to get that wealth. I'm on the perfect grind. Yo.
Now the camera is finally looking good. I'm looking good as well. And the room is clean too. Let's start with Traumatized. First and foremost, I don't like that name. That's why I had the perfect grind afterwards. Because Traumatized look like a victim mentality. Like I'm going through trauma. Cut that bullshit. Let's go to the track. And before I go to the track, if so far you sent me a video for adding to these videos and I didn't add it yet, hey, hold on, I got you. I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about you. Believe me, I didn't forget about you. If you don't like this video, I mean, look, I just wrote on this sheet of paper how many fucks I give. Say 0, right? Fair enough. But let's go with this track. So at the same damn time that I was making Amazing Grace and other tracks from the Forever P.A.I.D, and I was on the sample back, right? I already told you on Amazing Grace what was my mentality back then. Made this beat with a cool sample from Sharon Forest. I sent that to a client I was working back then. He called me throughout Skype, but he recorded the hook right in front of me. The hook was really dope, but I have to say that then we have issues with him. It's the same guy that I mentioned in How to Stone on different tracks. You are not genuine, you are not part of this album. Feel me? Before taking him out, I sent that to John Blaze and Mr. C. Mr. C did his verse quick. John Blaze did it first, but when I asked to the stems, for some reason his engineer lost it. I needed a verse for Go Get It, and I needed a verse for Traumatized. So what I did, I called my boy Spitfire. He loved the ideas, and then like 2 months afterwards, verse from Go Get It, and as well the hook for Traumatized. At the same damn night, I remember I was out and he was like FaceTime me, man. I was like, yo bro, check your phone. And I was like, what's up bro? Like, I should send the birds, listen to them. He was hype as here. So I got home late, listened to them, reached out to him, and was like, yeah bro, worth the wait. Super dope. So drop it. P.A.I.D part 2, December 2, 2022. Come on, troll me with the numbers. Come on, troll me. Shit, that was the start of this year. I was like, I don't want to have no sample. In my mind, Mr. C kept on talking about the organs, which I'm commenting on keep grinding, organs and other orchestral instruments with some choir, but there's no samples involved, right? That's how the track got done. So now we got John Blaze dropping some bars of the track with the OG version. So if you never listened to the OG, you're gonna be able to listen now.
I'm a breadwinner, shit be on my head, nigga. All this weed that I be smoking keep me off the edge, nigga. Lately I've been ordered, I don't want nobody around me. I keep my head above water, but still feel like I'm drowning. Money time is a tenfold, getting high in the rental. You come around for the info we put around in your benzo, nigga.
She Rollin' featuring John Blaze, one of my favorites from the album. Most of the people were telling me the same. How this track came about? Back in like 2022 or 2021, Mr. C dropped track Jeans featuring John Blaze. I love what Mr. C did, but he got that feature from John Blaze that stuck on my mind. I checked on bro. I have to say that his deep tone of voice and the way he delivered his raps was pretty interesting for me. So I reached out to him. My first idea was trying to sell him beats. So I was talking with him. He told me about the label that he got. I made a folder full of beats and sell them to him. A ton of beats, right? Months went by and I didn't really got nothing coming from him. Plus, he quit social media, so I was like, damn. When those cases happen, you never know what happened with dude. I don't remember if he reached out or I reached out, but he sent me vocals. He used a beat that I lost the sample, and as I was listening, I was really liking it, right? So I started making the beat, and by chance, back then I had a folder full of samples, over 1,000 samples. One of them was called Jezebel by Say. But the very first start, the saxophone playing with the guitar, I was like, whoa! Made that 2 seconds loop all over again, just change the pitch and add percussion, no more than that. I laid the vocals from John Blaze with that new beat, sent that to him, and he was really liking it, but he said, I don't like the hook. You got any idea? Go for it. He sent me what he did, and I was like, oh shit, this, you know when you got a good track by hand, you will, oh, shit, this man is not going anywhere. I was really thinking of having this for my EP, but I was like, it's only John Blaze on it. I'm not sure if he's gonna give it to me. Emailed that to him. We went back and forth a couple times about the mixing, and once it was done, he was like, you can have it. He was like, no, go ahead, drop that track, just give me credit and share that with me when it's done. I was like, there must be a catch behind this because no one is doing so. I was not expecting this from a guy that I just met, and this was actually the first track we worked on. The album, I decided to take that sample, just try to play and get something similar. Some people really prefer the OG version. That's why the same day I dropped the album, you have the new version and the OG, so it's up to you. I'm gonna let John Blaze talk about on his end how everything went down. I'm gonna give some details about Traumatized, latest breakdown, so check that out if you didn't, and as well about this track.
What up, though? This is John Blaze, artist from Detroit, here to talk about the new tape that was just dropped by P.A. on the track, P.A.I.D 2. It's out now. Go check it out on all platforms. I met P.A. on the track through some of my peoples in Miami. Shout out to Samurai Sai, first person to bring me out there to do a couple of shows. Every show I went to, I heard the same thing. P.A. on the track, P.A. on the track. Shout out to Spitz, One Way Flight, that whole camp, Mr. C. All of them had tracks with P.A., you know, and I always thought he was dope, but, you know, it just never linked up. Time moved on, dropped a couple songs with people, ended up linking up with Mr. C to drop In Them Jeans. And that was the first song that I ever did that was produced by P.A. We shot a video for it in Miami. The song came out super dope. And, you know, the rest was history. P.A. approached me with a couple of beats here and there. You know, we made some tracks. He sent me some beats for this tape. First, he sent me Traumatized. Traumatized was dope. I immediately got to write my verse, recorded it, sent it back to him. Everything was all good. Then he sent Rolling. Went in there and wrote the verse, sent it to him. Took a little minute because I had to get it right. We went back and forth a few times, changed up the beat, you know, gave each other feedback. Like, you know, like a real producer should with their artist, trying to make the best product that he could. You know, that's why I mess with P.A. He's got a real dope style. He got his own lane. You know, I enjoy making music. I enjoy his beats. So I sent him something I wanted him to sample. He sent me a beat right back immediately. And that's going to be coming soon. So y'all can look out for that too. We're going to have a lot more music drop. And I'm going to definitely have to drop a video for Rolling. So shout out to my man P.A. You already know what it is.
Cause I pay my dues, stay sleeping on the couch. I ain't got a front, now I got cash. I ain't got a ass, she do what I want. It ain't shit, now we got the sticks. We ain't gotta run, go and take a trip, spin a grip. That was just for fun. Ain't a nigga walking like me, that's the fucking truth. Niggas say he don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. Baby say she feeling uptight, I'ma spark a few. Tell her what to do, she don't listen, I'ma cut her loose. I ask her if she rollin', she like yeah. I've been stepping for a minute, nigga, I ain't even Greek. I've been hustling for a while, nigga, I can't even
Peace, homie. Shout out to the entire fucking crew, cause we always miss a few. My name is Life from Life's Garden 420. Ever since we met PA a few years back, 90% of our posts are reels or stories. You're gonna hear some of these bangers in the background. Most deaf cause they hot, but also just cause PA on the track. So you better play that.
What it is, your boy Mr. C, Boss Made Records with a Z, you dig? I am the mama's favorite artist. Mr. Let Me Smoke My Weed, man. Hey, just want y'all to know we finna drop this Smoking Fire track, especially made for the homies at TNB Naturals. Shout out, salute. Shout out to PA on the track for the beat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tap in. It's dropping July 30th. July 30th. Pre-save on Spotify, Apple Music, however you can pre-save that motherfucker, because that bitch is dope as fuck. It's for all my smokers, you know what I'm saying? Really appreciate the collab with TNB Natural. Salute, boss shit.
Okay, so Smoking Fire, how this track came about. 2021, around mid part of the year, Life's Garden, shout out to Life's Garden, linked me with TNB Natural. So TNB Naturals is a company that produces nutrients for plants related to the cannabis industry. They were looking for a custom song. Life's Garden was like, you can reach out to PA, so we started talking. So what kind of track do you want? And they were like, I got 5 on it by the Looney. Undeniable classic. I start making the beat, of course, want to make it close without being the same. When I got the beat done, I remember I sent it to Mr. C and then Will M as well. So Mr. C loved the idea, he sent me the verse, and I was waiting for Will. I don't know what issues he got, we cannot get him on the OG version, but later I added him, but that's a remix, so I'm gonna talk that in a second. Stoners, growers love it because it's such a good infectious vibe that it's impossible not to like. I reached out to Mr. C again and to TMB and said, what about if we come up with the remix? Because I already had the first verse, which was Will. On that time, I had the idea of why not making for every different feature a different type of beat. I mean, different subgenre from hip hop. Will released an EP with the mid-rhymes, which mid-rhymes style of rap was pretty interesting for me. So I reached out to him and thought in my mind, this guy gonna love an old school beat. More kind of a lo-fi type hip hop. Added him, he delivered awesome. First verse. I asked Flyboy for a verse. I was loving what he did, but I felt like he was not fitting that boom bap beat, right? So I made a drill beat because he from New York, right? So shout out to Flyboy as well. This is where I got a verse from One Way Flyboy. Shout out to One Way Fly as well. He connected me with him. It's not normal because he barely do verses. I only know Mr. C got a verse from him and me. I don't know no one else apart from Fly, right? That verse was crazy. I had to add a sample from Friday movie, the damn part, because went nuts. Then afterwards, I added a Will M verse on a West Coast vibe because it was more calm. And when it was all done, Mr. C told me I need to put a verse in this beat. And I was like, say less. He was like, put some dancehall. And when I listened how he came up with that verse, it was only right, that verse and the song, pow, to end, which is what happened. I consider Smoking Fire as just one song, part 1 and part 2. It's crazy because after the track is done, some people are still reaching out and asking if they can remix the track.
My man PA on the track. Shout out to my boy PA. You better play that shit. But man, Smoking Fire remix, man, that was a no-brainer when he sent me that beat. You know what I'm saying? It was a remix to pretty much a classic. I got 5 on it. Classic song. My boy PA just flipped that shit up, made that shit so fucking fire. Yeah, you know, I had to spit some bars to that shit. So you know what I'm saying? A little party shit going on that verse. But shout out to everyone that was on that shit because we all fucking went bananas insane, man. Y'all already know, man. Me and PA got some new shit coming for y'all pretty fucking soon. Y'all already know how we cooking. Let's get it. PA, we out. Let's go.
P.A.Ciencia 3. Lo necesitan. You better play that.
Set It Off featuring Preston Brewer, What's Up, Sir Bosworth, Get Your Gorillas on the Track, and Life's Garden 420 as well. Okay, so this track, how it came, I made this beat around the same time that I did Amazing Grace and called the Homies original version and more. This track originally had sample. To that out, it's almost like bass and drums and a little bit of synths and a vocal with some vocodets effect. I sent this to Preston Brewer, he delivered great aggressive performance, and once it was done, I hit my boy WhatsApp from Mexico, he did his part, and we got this track done. From the OG version to this version, this one has a better intro. We got Life's Garden and Sing Bonsworth like hyping them up, so this is a hype track. Go with the next one.
What's going on, man? It's your boy Will. Give a shout out to P.A.I.D on the track. You better play that, and you better play that right now. You know what I'm saying? Go hit him up. Let's get it. Yeah, we're going up. Rolling the weed, then we burn it up. Run to the back, then we cut it up. Hey, shout out to my boy P.A.I.D on the track. Shout out to K Bliss. Shout out to C Ferg. Y'all kill that shit. We all kill that shit as a whole. But going up, that was a motherfucking banger. You know what I'm saying? P.A. sent me that beat. That shit was hard. I had to at least lay out a fucking hook on that shit. Once I laid the hook down, I was like, we out. The rest was history. I already know how that song came out. Fucking banger. Shout out to PA. Keep playing that shit. Y'all know? Let's get it.
We going up. Yeah, this track was made first back in 2020. Yes, the first version was released on the EP. Yeah, the EP was called P.A.Go or Pago or P.A.Go. And it was released 2020, and yeah, it changed. The first version had the hook from a guy that he didn't want to pay for my services as a producer, so I took him out of the track, as I always do. And then I had the verse from K Bliss and C Fred. So I reached out to Will, and that was the first song that we ever collabed. And after he sent the verse, mixed it, added some stuff, some effects, and the track was done. And for this album, I really wanted to like go over that track and change the meaning. I might go over the sessions, change things, change people, change the beat, add this, take that. So this is a constant evolution. Shout out to Willem, K Bliss, and Steve Fair for the craziest verses and hooks. Hey, we out. Oh, Pool Party. I have to say that for my opinion, this was my first hit. Not just number-wise, but as soon as I got the track, I got nailed. Shout out to One Way Fly in the List from version 1. And shout out to Mr. C as well, Spitfire and Drop It Down. The beat, I made it around in the middle of the pandemic. I really was looking for some happier vibe because it was some kind of dark moment, being all day at house, anxiety and all those things that looking for that feel. I started to add instruments, and I really want a pop vibe. I didn't want no regressive hip-hop, which is my signature type of style, right? If you know me. Now I'm saying, One Way Fly was the first one that I got in here in this track. He was super friendly with me. I was not expecting, this is the same treatment that happened with John Blaze. I mean, I sent this track to him, but I was not expecting him to give me the whole track. I told him leave some space for a guest feature, and he only left like 8 bars. Now, back in that time, for other customers, I made the list, so I said, why not having both of them on the same track? My first idea was like having that version and the techno version. People that were in the track didn't really like it. Like, they told me like a month after the track was done, delete that track, which is weird, real, because if you know me, every time I'm done with a song, I send to each people from that track, and they be like, yeah, I like it, no, I don't. And one day, just trying out things with music and my computer as I always do, I thought about, oh, there was a bottle full of water, my bad. So I thought, why not going for a more calm vibe? Because if you see the version 1 is more like a kind of day pool party, and the other one is more like a nighttime pool party. If you peep the covers, the old covers, plus the style of each track. I already got a hook from One Way Flight. The first verse is split between Mr. C and Spitfire, and then by not that much time, I made Drop It Down straight away from Jamaica. I'd say I need some of that, some of those Jamaican bass. He dropped that verse, cool as fuck, boom. For this version, I didn't have to do much. Tracks were pretty much done. The only thing I did with Pool Party in general, I'm talking about the EDM version, the techno version, is I went over, take the least vocals, and drop it on my P.A.Radox. I treat these two songs as Smoking Fire and Smoking Fire Part 2.
Forever. Yeah. First off, guys gave when that bullshit. Fuck around and loaded up a full clip.
The June 7th, 24 tracks, 33 feats, no samples.
Hey, watch my birdie bop. Always on go, who gon' tell me stop? I know you wish you could drip like this. Till you happy with you can't get like this. Hey, watch my birdie bop. Always on go, who gon' tell me stop? I know you wish you could drip like this. Till you happy with you can't get like this. What's good, y'all? It's your girl, K Bliss, the Big Blurred, and I want to tell y'all real quick how I came across this dope producer from Argentina, P.A. on the track. You better play that. We both know a mutual artist, Flyboy, dope artist. Flyboy had posted footage of a performance he did, and he tagged the producer, and I was like, yo, that beat is tough. So I followed him. And P.A. happened to be doing these challenges. He was like, yo, you ill? I'm like, yo, you ill? And we've been working and locked in since then. So this particular song, like this, I'm on the hook. And the hook actually came from a verse that I spit to a completely different beat. But P.A. hit me up and he was like, yo, everything you said is hot. But there's this bar you spit that I want to make a hook to something, and I'm about to make a whole new beat with it. So I was like, go for it. Then not too long after, he sent me the full song with the 2 artists on there. Yo, the 2 artists on there, flame that. Yo, shout out to y'all. Y'all flame that. That's how Like This came about, man.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Don Hard Risk. Just want to send a special shout out to my homie P.A. on the track, live from Argentina. You know what time it is.
Came from the top, upside down. Pyramids, kings, looking like they're golden creams. Playing ping pong and hoping I hit the grease. I'm always dirty, but my hands they be clean.
We gets down with P.A. on the track. You better play that.
See a riot, from the weed that I light up. With my luck, I'm the one that get tied up. Crazy, but I ain't worried if I'm losing or not. Cause I'm feeling like Kobe when I'm shooting a shot. Switch,
Yeah, it ain't a party like a one-way party. Mixing with the Ducky Dub, that's a Project X. It's Fast Bros and we knocking down doors. Standing 10 toes with your girl all on phones. Lit, we turn the flames up. You gotta drive this boat, girl, with your bottoms up. Bottle out the bottle to the bar club.
So hold on, before I start with this breakdown, if you know me, anyone that supports me, I show love and support. So shout out to Ganja Gorillas, the homies, they are all over this tape. Shout out to them. Salute to the Gorilla family. And you know how last Garden say, shout out to the whole crew, because I always miss a few. But okay, let's talk about Like This. It was original. Oh shit, I'm crazy. It was original from the EP. P.A.I.D 2. This was the first track I recorded for this. From the first version to the last version, a lot of switches. It's crazy because from the verses that I took from that, I made another song with Willem and Mileto Beats, and the track is 3. Amazing Grace breakdown again. So, I asked my boy TMGK to play the guitar on top of the Amazing Grace. He came up with that melody.
You must know this.
Take care of your ears right now because ear damage is not reversible. So what should I do? Stay in less than 85 dB. The quieter the sound, the more you will appreciate it. You can measure this with your phone. If you can't use protection, lol.
The melody was awesome. Hold on, let me take a sip of tea. Do I have to lift the finger or not? Well, okay. Good for yourself. Now, I mean, we have too many elements, so I said, okay, babe, let's make another beat. The beat itself was easy peasy. I have to be honest, I don't know where I took that verse from K-Bliss. I just used it apart from that and took it as the hook. My phone died and I don't remember what I was saying. I guess, yeah, K-Bliss verse. I don't know where I get that from. Might be from Amazing Grace? I don't know. In the first verse, shout out to my homie WhatsApp. He did the verse in Spanish as well. And then the other verse, my boy Don't Have Risk, straight away from Namibia now. He's in Africa. We had the pleasure of meeting together. Shit, I wish I had the photo because I remember that dude and motherfucker asked me for going to the hotel, and the first thing that he did went to the toilet and make a huge shit. The smell was so bad, bro. We had to leave the hotel. No cap. Alright, at the outro, I got Bobby Blaze from another song that's unreleased. Right now is the one that's doing better on Spotify for some reason. And yeah, the reason is dope, I know. Oh, let's go with the next one.
My name's C Ferg. Shit, PA and I met. Honestly, this is embarrassing on my part. PA sent me a DM on SoundCloud because he'd been fucking with my buddy Akira. And I just kind of brushed it off thinking he was some random. And then I went to go record with Akira. And he was telling me about his buddy PA on the track. And then the name clued in me. I messaged him back immediately being like, oh shit, I did not realize who you were. But since then, that guy's been my dog. Fuck, he's kept me in this shit when I've been down. He's kept me fed when I've been up. Fucking straight love to PA. That's all I gotta say. That man's a blessing.
Hey, PA, since yeah. They need that.
So now Piccolo. This is an old song. I made this on 2019, dropped the next year before the pandemic. The song is one of my favorites. It's from the duo Local Clinic. Shout out to Akira and C Fair, the homies from Canada. We linked up on the SoundCloud era. I didn't stop making music. I didn't have to charge anything because it has no samples. I really have fun with this one. This track got a video. Let's go straight to the video. Fuck you mean?
No way, that's Sip Entertainment.
Sip Entertainment? Hey, yo, that shit hard.
I'll put you in the river, ho. I am so cold, I'm a thermic, no shiver though. Fucking a bitch and I pass it like give and go. Heard from me using my dick like a piccolo.
Oh, bitch be using my dick like a piccolo. Smash on your bitch and we toss it like give and go. Surfing the well like we pushing some snow. I eat them up like we mucking on dinner roll.
I'll fuck your bitch and come in here like burglary. I bet you even the that bitch is hurting me. I got some drugs, I'm still lacking maturity. I got some weapons, I don't got security.
Fuck on my bitch while I'm rapping Superberry. Why you been making your place when I certainly bust down your door and we call that a first degree. She saying that I look good in some burgundy.
Passing your girl around like she a blunt. I got some doubles but do my own stunts. Come to your house and I kill you up front. I only hit homers, you won't see me bun.
I got back home, I was shopping at Rosen. Spend me a 4, my food got me frozen. I don't do sand, stay if you dosing. I stay on my toes like dumb out Rosen.
Whipping my wrist, bitch, I'm cooking gourmet. Give me some flowers, I don't mean bouquet. Jewelry dancing just like a ballet. Same with my blade, bitch, I'm here to fillet.
Moving some shit, bitch, I'm trying to get paid. Run up the racks, we stack up some K's. Stack up some shit, chips like Lay's. Serving real hard and we been up for days.
Addicted to money like drugs on the bill. Moving like seizures, but we looking still.
Fuck up some shit while I'm off of a pill. Passing a pack and we ball like the Bills.
Buffalo Bill, bitch, hey, I'm here to kill. I wouldn't stop if you offered a mill.
We love a cut and we do it for thrill. Off with your limbs, then you say still.
Fucking with me, I'll put you in the river, ho. I am so cold, I'm a thermic, no shiver though. Fucking a bitch and I pass it like like give and go. Her for me using my dick like a piccolo.
Oh, bitch be using my dick like a piccolo. Smash on your bitch and we toss it like give and go. Surfing the way like we push us to snow. I eat them up like we mucking on dinner rolls.
Fuck it with me, I'll put you in the river. Ho, I am so cold, I've been therming, no shiver though. Fuck on a bitch and I pass it like give and go. Her for me using my dick like a piccolo.
Oh, bitch be using my dick like a piccolo. Smash on your bitch and we toss it like give and go. Surfing the way like we push us to snow. I eat them up like we mucking on dinner rolls.
So this is the breakdown for Drought Season and Corrupted. These two tracks are part of the Famine EP Part 2 that I made with Don't Hard Risk that was dropped on the late 2020. This Part 2 is the anniversary of Part 1 that we dropped in 2019. The series of EP that so far just only have 2 parts. I hope Don't Hard Risk gets back to music again so we can make more of them. But anyway, the Corrupted was inspired by Corrupt, the West Coast rapper. I was listening a lot, his music back then. Then Drought Season, when I made that beat, I was listening a lot to Future, the Hendrix album, and I thought, why not making something similar to Jumping on a Jet? Once that I sent a bunch of beats to Don, he picked these 2, recorded, we went back and forth until the tracks were done. Yeah, this is the breakdown for these 2 tracks. We made these tracks fast and easy, and these are the 2 that I didn't mix or master, just mix the beat. That's it. So it was easy peasy on my end. Now we go and call up the homies. What's happening? It's P on the track. You better play that, not me. Straight away from Argentina. Sound ready for any arena. You know how it is. So check this out. Call up the homies breakdown out now. We're getting close to making all of the breakdowns from this tape. And once it's done, I have a really good announcement for y'all. So be on the lookout. It's coming soon. But anyway, hey, you better play that. Para eso no. Claro. Yo, vos ponés. Empecemos en el para marcar el tiempo. Sí, yo diría que ese tema.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Sabo, and we are here to talk about P.A. on the track and the new track that I'm featured on, Call Up the Homies, that's on his project that just dropped on Friday. So make sure you go check that out. So the question is, how did I link up with P.A.? That's an easy one. We got a mutual business partner. We got a mutual friend. He's actually my cousin out of Miami, Florida. Shout outs to Mileto Beats. We were working on several songs together, and he was like, you need to check out this producer. He goes by the name of P.A. on the track. So I was like, all right, no doubt. So we contacted him. And from day one, man, we've been on it, rocking. I think the first beat he made me, custom made, that's the U.S. Army anthem that's actually on my new album that's dropped on Veterans Day called Chemically Imbalanced. So go check that out. So yeah, we put together some bangers, some anthems, and we're still killing the game with music. So stay tuned for more. So PA hits me up and says, hey, I'm working on this project. I want to know if you want to jump on the track. And I was like, no doubt, say less. Send me the beat. Sent me the beat. Loved it. Next to you know, it was the title was Call Up the Homies. Easy 1, 2, 3. I got in the studio right away, wrote my verse, recorded it. I sent it off to him. And several months later, I think this was March time frame. And here we are in December. And then the track is bananas. So shout out to all the artists that are on the track. Fellow Florida artists as well. As you can see, the gunshine state, baby.
We in Texas con los mexicanos, que viva la raza, pero soy colombiano. You know, Mr. Pandeono con buñuelos bueno. Another fight, another city. We out.
So Call Up the Homies. So this track got actually two versions. The first version, the beat was made as well with Amazing Grace and a bunch of tracks that I always mention. Once the first beat was done, it has samples all over the place for Soulful Records. It even has like a DMX sample, intro by Genchi Gorillas. Shout out. Let's start with a shout out. Shout out to Aston Martin. Shout out to Sable. And shout out to J.A. And as well, One Way Fly because he's a down. First version drop on P.A.I.D 2, and I decided to take the sample and just make something new. I already got the vocals because first when I made the track, I sent it to Sable and Aston Martin at the same time and told them I'm looking for something like uplifting, got some good vibe. You can guide yourself about the track Call Up the Homies by Ludacris. They delivered quick, the verses were there, no hook on this version, and then I decided to take the sample off, start to play with the piano, keys and some. I laid out the melody. This is the same day I went to my boy JS house and I played Hallelujah, which breakdown you have to see over here. He played the guitar and then afterwards I played this track, but this intention is that I want you to be on there. So he did this. Once after he finished, I was like, this is done. We don't have to do no more. And before I let you go, I got Aston Martin talking some.
Shout out to P.A. on the track from the top dog from Country Gorillas. Keep making that magic, baby.
Phone home, I've been out of space. Even at my home time, I'm feeling like I'm out of place. One time for your mind, see I've been out of taste. I'm out of time, I'm on my grind, that's why I'm out of skate. Yak up in my cup, I'm still a Florida boy. Praying like a saint, but they don't know your boy, they know the boy. Moving through Atlanta like a hawk, I'm feeling brave. Looking for my age from my face, cause I'm aged in my age. They show up for this show, but they ain't paid. Oh, you ain't playing. About this show, but what you think? Taking it to the bank, I'm blasting. Taking a sip to drink, I'm passing. Everyone that they think of passing. 3, 2, 1, make a way, I'm blasted. Off. Go.
On the track, you better play that, not me. Oh shit, how it was? Straight away from Argentina, sound ready for any arena. God damn it. Okay, so today gonna be quick. I was scrolling throughout G, find Bladder, and I was like, I need that music on the album.
Black eye, black ear, black skin. Black waist, they have me, I'm a black king. Black Black eye, black ear, black skin. Black queens, they have with me, and I'm a black king. The black memory, black back in the day, the black history. Black lives in matter, man. The black wicked, black feathers, man. With a black witch, I'm a black fighter, I'm a black fighter, I'm a black wakabanabo. You will better no more single black omega. The black dress, I'm gonna show love for them. It's a black business, the meaning. In my dream, I see the black angel when I open my eye. In the sky, see the black rainbow, the black books, the black marketing, black education, man, the black depression, the black fire, them, the black emotion, black you wanna work or wanna communicate, the community. On my mind, the black music it together with Tennessee. It's a black you what it the happiness. Happiness is sort of for people every day. Protect yourself with a black weapon. Wherever you go, whatever you do, baby. I love you too, I love you, baby. Wherever you go, wherever you do, baby. I love you so much, I love you, my baby.
Flag is beautiful. That track I made with Brother Hendrik from Tanzania. I found him on IG. We started to talk and we even have some video calls and all that. And he sent me a track that he wanted me to remake. And I always say, if you know, you know. I don't remake tracks. I can make them close. I will not copy other beats. So I made a similar track. He recorded it in the track. I really like it. And I said, okay, this is yours. Drop it. Time went by, months went by, and it was not dropping. So I was like, what about if I go back to the other version and I switch up a couple things, I add more, and I drop it. He was like, Okay, go for it. I actually pitched this track to Spotify. I mean, it's not the first time that I pitch a track to Spotify playlists, and they never accept it. It doesn't matter how good the track is. So if you listen to this Spotify, make sure to check this out or any track that I got because you're missing a lot of great music. Vlad loves it. He always asks me, hey, send me that track. I want to listen again, or again and again, right?
Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's your B-boy Bladaman all the way from Tanzania, all the way from the street. I'm doing music, I'm doing reggae music, I'm doing hip-hop, so I'm artist for hip-hop actually. And today I want to tell you about this track, Black is Beautiful. And when I was meeting my brother P.A. I remember I was posting my clip on Instagram. Then I would see the comment on that script. Say my brother PA. Say, hey yo, what's up? Yeah, man. Me I say, what's up, bro? How are you? I'm fine, I'm good. Say, my name is PA. Yeah, I come from Argentina. So I will tell him my name is Blada. I come from Tanzania. So my brother PA, he will say, I like the way you do, bro. I like the way you do the music. I like the way you do, man. You know. So we can do the thing. So me, I will say, yeah, it's okay. Why not? So my brother PA, he send me some beats. Yeah, I say, my bro, me, I do like that. So if we can do the thing on that beat, I can say, yeah, me, I can do that. So when I was releasing that song, that beat, I say, oh man, I can write the different idea. So I'll get the idea, Black is Beautiful. So I will start writing that song. So end of the day, I was recording that song. Then after that, I can take the data. Then I'm sending my brother PA. So my brother PA, he was finish the mixing, mastering, everything. So nowadays you can get that song from all platforms, you know what I'm saying? When you go Boom Play, Audio Market, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you go, whatever you search this song, you're gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? For the all platforms. So it was a good moment for meeting this brother. Yeah, my brother P. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate more because you show me the way, you know what I'm saying? I will show me the way, which way I can move or which way I can do the better than more than now, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your work. I appreciate your music. I appreciate your talent. So I think the chemistry between me and you is better than so. Black is beautiful is all over the world, you know what I'm saying? You can listen that song, you can get the knowledge, you can get the vibe, you can get the everything. You will enjoy this song. So God said that song. So it should be with blood, bless up. One love.
Now, have you ever seen a fish swimming backwards? Me either, but go get a breakdown out now.
Look, I'ma tell you off top, they come with the loot. Play with the ops, cause you know they ain't fucking with loot. Sit at the table, get a plate, cause you know that it's hot. And make them watch, cause it's time, believe it or not. I'm old fashioned, I'm still stashing the cash. And blasting, any nigga wanna play with it. Get the troops, we gon' rally like we on checks. You paid us guessing, I guarantee they won't bet us. Big flex, out of mix on the dresser. Keep that body right, and them checks up. They say, Luke, why you always on some clever shit? I said I won't expose it, but they told me that I'm next, nigga. Go get it, go get it, go get it.
Yo, what it do, what it is? Your boy, Mr. C, Boss Made Records with a Z. Mama's favorite artist, Mr. Let Me Smoke My Weed, indeed. Understand me? First time I met PA was through a mutual friend, Spitz, from the Deluxe camp. Shout out to them, all of them over there. It was through Spitz and One Way Flight. Ended up jumping on a remix called Pool Party with One Way. And said, PA said, I want to see what you got. Send me a remix for Pool Party. Drop that. Then he sent me right to the one. Go Get It record came about where shit, I was cool and PA hit me up and said, man, He wanted to get this verse done for this P.A.D. 2 EP, and he wanted to know if I'll jump on the track. I was in Vegas at the time when I got the track. So I got the track, heard it, was like, look, I got you, I'll be on that. So did the track, raced up, shout out to Deluxe, shout out to Spitz for doing y'all thing on that motherfucker. Let's go. And I hope with it, let me screw it up for you niggas who be slow with it. Ones who be out here grinding, hustling, really pole with it. Demon with a scat pack, I'm racing to the door with it.
Go get it. I really love this track. Well, it's really crazy because it was not planned. This track was not planned at all. It was just by chance it happened. I made the beat around 2020. I made this beat being inspired by One Way Flight album. There was a track featuring Spitz called Sunshine. I really like that track, not just because of the simplicity of the beat, but the drum pattern was like, it caught me. I really like. I decided to make like something in the similar BPM, but way different with the melodies and such. I sent this track, the first one that I sent actually was Neflook. I was not even thinking about the track. And when I was almost done with the P.A.I.D 2, I got an email from Deluxe, and he got the first verse, the hook, and said, hey bro, I give it to you. I will be working on the second verse and send it to you. I opened and I couldn't believe. I was like, oh shit. This EP is getting better and better each time. I was not expecting this at all. Thought, why not? I sent to Spitfire and Mr. C. Spitz sent this verse at the same time he sent the hook for Traumatized. I explained that on Traumatized Breakdown. One thing I'm not saying is that Spitz had to re-record his verse because the first one was sounding so damn distorted. For some reasons, Mr. C verse took some more time, not to make, but more about me getting the stems for, I don't know what issues his engineer got, but anyway, I'm not going to drop this EP until I got this version done. Not happened that my computer crashed badly. I was really mad at that time. I was like, nah, how this can happen? But by chance, I just got the Amazing Grace, check the breakdown, a session and this session. So I was going back and forth, adding details to one beat and the other. If you really pay attention, elements from each verse on both tracks are way different. For example, in Go Get It, I use different snares, hi-hats, there's different elements, not all the hooks are the same. So while I was waiting on Mr. C to actually send the verse, I already heard it, but I didn't have the stem, so I couldn't not mix. Always going throughout the details, because the details make the masterpiece, baby. If you don't believe me, it's up to you. Because it's too sad, you don't want to see it. One More Flash, shout out to him as well. That he gave me a couple of tips throughout all this project. He was like, look, my engineer Booby, shout out to him as well, told me each hook has to be different. The third is when happened the transition, because this is the last track from the P.A.I.D 2. I decided why not trying with the piano, having some chords, because at the same time, Spitz was asking for beats, having piano chords and all that. So I was saying, let's try on this track first. After the track is done, you get that outro. It really saying something special, because we believe the preacher is here to bring us God, but sometimes us bring God to the preacher. After I did all that, I just got Mr. C vocals. Finally, I thought I was about to lose them. That's how this track came about. It was only right to put it as the track number 23, because the last track is Time Is Done. But just for this album.
Go get it, they are so with it, it ain't no quitting. No spitting, so we do getting. Now we both winning. Fix your dukes if you tryna battle Spitz and Luke. Chip is tooth. Yeah, so yo, make sure you go download that.
You niggas who be slow with it, ones who be out here grinding, hustling, really pole with it, demon with a scat pack, I'm racing to the dough with it. I'm a hustler, supplying all the customers. Started with a pack stacked up, then I doubled up. Kept on pushing, now these niggas, they in trouble, bro. Got it off the strength, I had to build my muscles up. Heart racing.
What up, world? What up, world?
P.A.Ciencia 3.
They need that.
P.A.Ciencia.
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 They better have that.
Paciencia 3. Lo necesitan.
P.A.Ciencia. Y'all should be playing that.
Paciencia 3.
Lo necesitan, wey.
We out here vibing with PA on the track.
You better play that.
You know they need that. We gets down with PA on the track. You better play that.
You better play that.
You fucking with PA on the track. You better play that. You better play that. I don't hear you playing it. You better play that.
Grace,
If you want it, you gon' get it. Say the word, we gon' toss it up. You better bring that heat. Once
Now for these two tracks, I was like, I don't have to say much really, because what I had planned already to say, Cal said it so perfectly, it's like he read my mind most. Let's go straight with the videos. This video might be a little bit longer or might not. Cal will do the breakdown for organ donor plus time is done.
Cal Naughty, you know what time it is. PA, what up? Man, the story behind organ donor was crazy. My boy sent me the instrumental. Gave me a pretty quick time frame and idea on what he wanted the record to sound like. Wanted me to reach into my bag and pull out something, you know, melodic, but at the same time with substance. Some old school, some of that new. And of course I had to answer the call. That track was pretty cool. The way I approach a lot of my music is I wait for the vibe or for the essence to call to me. So a lot of things was going in my life, affecting my family at that time. And I'm a person that's like standing and being a foundation, the pillar that people can rely on. So I put my heart up to my fam always, because that's who keeps me focused. That's who keeps me centered in this life. And you know, I give them my heart. I'm an organ donor basically to my family. And when it comes to the bag, ain't nothing gonna get in my way. I'm gonna always be the one to go get it ASAP, immediately. Now the original version of that track, I love the production. And that record already meant a lot to me, held a lot of weight. And when P had the idea of taking that track and bringing it onto a whole new level on his brand new album, it was phenomenal. The way he brought the instrumentation and the scratches that he added to the end was the chef's kiss. And Organ Donor is just one of many of me and PA's works that we've gotten throughout the years. So if you like the Organ Donor, be sure to check out. Second track we got on this album is Until My Time Is Done. That started as a freestyle like a lot of my work, but as an actual entire freestyle. I just was rapping for about 4 minutes. I came back from work, turned on the my FL Studio and just went at it. And I sent that to P. P was resonating with a lot of the lyrics, a lot of the things that I was saying, the bars, the flow was very, of course everything I do was on point. And we had the idea of, reworking that to make into a final track. Now, the original version of that track was very dope. P.A. absolutely demolished the production as he usually does. The drums, there was a lot of variable layers in that track that made the lyrics stand even higher, which was dope. P.A.'s got some talent at that. And he had the idea again, like for Organ Donor, of bringing this track and then bringing it to another level. He basically put the Firestone onto this. And the final version of this track is so dope. You can just play this, zone out. You can really resonate to the lyrics. If you never want to give up on your goals and you're focused on your life and there's going to be nothing that gets in your way and you understand the idea of sacrifice, this track is going to resonate with you. PA, what up, man? ITM.
This is kind of the last thought about the project. This project, even though it's crazy because it doesn't matter how much you do good, there's always gonna be dumb comments. But the truth is, so many good comments overpower those. And I have to say, this is another case that it happened. Since I started making music, aside from the doubt from the outside, I started having doubts of myself. Because the truth was, I was not really knowing what I was doing, but I knew I liked this. And the impact that music made on me since I was a little kid. As you see, I got a basketball t-shirt. I used to play, now I'm not playing because of my leg, but hey, soon I will get back to the courts. But aside from that, I remember every time before any game, I used to go with my speakers or just headphones and listen to music, because that was the only way I could get focused or ready to play ball. Back at that time, it was more mentally. It was like I need it. If not, I cannot function. So since I was a little kid, that really been present in my life. In my house, we really don't listen to rap. My mother listened to English rock and national rock. My father as well. They are old school, right? So from that end, I got some of that old school feel that I always listen, I always like. But growing up, I mean, I'm not saying growing up, when I was only just 7 years old, I remember I had my PS2, and I bought, my dad bought for me a PlayStation 2 game called M1 Mixtape Tour, something like that, and it was a street ball with all the soundtrack was rap records, right? So that was my first introduction to rap. I remember back in that time, the Spotify was not existing, YouTube was not as popular as it is today, and I had to like listen to the music or get different music. So I was downloading illegally the music. If you listen, don't do that, right? Support the artist. But aside from that, so by just checking, there was a browser called Ares. If you from that time, you know what I'm talking about. And it was kind of dangerous because you never knew what you were about to download. Maybe it was music, or maybe it was some random other video that you would never imagine. Anyway, trying to get those tracks to download it and play it on an MP4 or MP3, yeah, back in that time. I remember I started to be introduced, just because of that, the browser, to different kind of rap music. For example, 50 Cent was the first one that I ever got introduced. I back in that time as well, the Soulja Boy Crank track was kind of all over the place in different tracks. So me being a young boy and trying to listen to all these tracks without even understanding what they're saying, because here we speak Spanish, not English, it was kind of a good idea, and at the same was kind of interesting for me. So time went by. I was almost done with primary school, around 10, 12 years more or less, and I remember I got a friend that he was listening to 50 Cent, Chameleonaire, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Heavy, and he put me on that music. So since the beginning, I just fell in love with the music, the feel, the drums, the bars, even without even understanding what they were saying. I fell in love with that music. So as time went by, I started to get more like into that music, starting to look at rappers' discography, singers, and whatnot. So it got to a point that, look, I can even show you. If you see here, this is all the CDs that I bought. See, there's a bunch. And I don't know how many there are, but you got from 50 Cent, Eminem, Nas, Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, Lil Chris, a ton of artists that I might not even know that I got those CDs. But anyway, music was always a part of my life. And then got to a point that if you just know me for a couple of years, you might not believe this, but I was kind of struggling about talking, right? About how to communicate ideas in school. They were saying that I was failing in making stories and writing, and my way of talk, they said it was not quite appropriate, or it was from a kid that was rather younger than my age, right? So my mother was like, you need to be better. You need to get better at that. So she started to give me the exercises. So me just started to like coming up with different stories, small books, ideas, and write it, and then read it to her. Time went by. I started to get a little bit more older, and I remember my parents bought me a speaker of music that I still got at the time. This is the speaker. See? Hold on, let me take a bottle of water. So this is the speaker that I use even to this day. And not is because I'm cheap, it's because I like how it sounds. And that's it. So I remember I downloaded beats from YouTube, or I don't know what problem. I got close to the speaker and started to rap. I mean, it was my first rap. I don't have none of those. What happens that I start to like getting a passion for do so, and I need to do it again and again. I'm pretty sure my neighbor saved me for that, but shit, it is what it is, right? I was just learning how to do music and such. By chance, like 6 years after I started with that, I was really insecure about my music back then. And I remember in a school they were throwing me a lot because of the way I was rapping and like doing music. And yeah, I mean, yeah, kids gonna be kids. I understand it. Plus, it was not that good either, right? So for a time, I was like, I felt like quit, right? So I quit rap, but at the same time, happened that when I was looking online for beats, I didn't really get the beat that I wanted, even though there were some crazy beats, but I felt like it was kind of hard for me to rap on them, right? So, just by chance, looking for tutorials, I came on to this FL Studio program. It was the number 10, now it's 21, so a lot of versions in the middle happened. And I remember I just started with it, I opened the program, trying to like use any percussion element, and the computer crashed. And I was pissed off. I was like, this is how we started, this is how we're gonna end. But my passion for music always been so big, so huge that would never stop me. It was not matter of just that. So I mean, yeah, I took a break from music, a week, let's say a couple months. Then by chance, I said, why not? Let's just give it another try. I have like 4 days free from school, so I just took the chance, ran with it, and made my first beat ever. It was a Migos type beat. It was at the same time that they dropped Bad and Bushy, more or less, 2015, 2016, more or less the start of the SoundCloud era. So made the first beat, I uploaded to SoundCloud, got like 500 plays, and I was hype. Started making more beats, uploading there, and when we were on a vacation with my parents, my dad said, so you can sell this music? And like a light bulb just instantly light up in my head, and I was like, I mean, there must be a way though. So I started to do my research, and once that I already knew a little bit of the basics, I uploaded a Logic type beat, and the dude was like, I want that, sell that to me. And I was like, okay, this is my first beat. I remember I made only $7 after that beat, and I was in a school. I was close to 19, and I was showing my schoolmates, look what I did, and it was just $7, but for me it was rather $1 million. Feel me? So since then, 2018 more or less, it was a big journey. Since 2018, let's jump to 2019, the making of my first EP and the dropping my first EP with Don't Have Reyes. then my first solo EP, then a bunch of evolution, met too many different people. It's crazy because now I do have friends from this music. I do have people that I consider friends, but in the middle were so damn many people I met that I cannot name them all. Look, if I forgot your name, my bad, I'm sorry, but too many people in the middle. And too many people were like not believing in me, and I was just like, I do this for myself, so your opinion won't be won't be important. So I kept on doing this, and I was really liking it, how the evolution of music. Oh, from almost there for a little bit. But I was really loving the evolution of my music, and it happened to a point that I was like, yeah, I'm ready. This is a representation of all my work since I made that first beat on 2018, or even before, up to this point. It's like a representation, it's like a huge pain in the wall. So forever P.A.I.D. is not forever paid. It's not just about money. It's about always being myself. And this album runs 70 minutes. I hope you like it, and if you don't, my bad. Listen to other artists, right? So if you really got to this point, I would really like to thank you. Shit, it was a long journey, I ain't gonna lie. It was a long ass journey, and we just started with it. I don't know how the future gonna be, but I am excited for this, man. I got already goosebumps on my arms just by talking. And if I could like just bring you some motivation or happiness, joy, or any kind of good thing with my music, hey, I'm forever grateful for that. And shit, if you know me, I don't get too much emotional, but with music is different. A thing I never said, it's crazy, in all these breakdowns I always keep on mentioning Amazing Grace. And when I made Amazing Grace beat, I got to a point of so much emotion that I started to cry. And that was the first time I ever cried making music. So it's crazy because that was like a year ago, and for the Deluxe version I made a track that also made me cry. And you're not going to see me crying, but I made the song cry. Forever P.A.I.D. Part 2 or Deluxe, yeah, coming soon.
P.A. on the beat, man. P.A. on the track, fuck your baby.
You better play that. You better play that.
I got the sauce in the
And today I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of one of my upcoming tracks called Rolling, featuring Sean Blaze. For being real quickly and be like straight direct with what I do, I'm a beat maker, producer, mixing, and engineer in some case. And in this case, I produce a beat from scratch. I send it to an artist. He record on top of the beat. He send me back his vocals, stems, trackouts, whatever you want to call it. And then I mix them on top of the beat. In this case, the beat was made in Fruity Loops from scratch. I use a sample and add my drum kits, snares, kick, hi-hats, 808, and whatnot, right? But I exported them so I have the wave tracks, and then on top of them I add those vocals. I mix them, everything all together, piece by piece. Then I put them all together again, and this is what we get. Alright, so for not wasting any time, as you can see, the pattern of the beat was that part used, but yes, it was the snare, as you can see. Then we go with the open hat. See 2 and 4 over and over again. Then the LA, simple, repetitive, not that much. Really, then the hi-hat pattern, simple, plain, two-step hi-hats, a little bit of not on the grid. This makes the bounce and the beat have even more energy and they stand out. Then, well, the kick pattern, and last but not least, the sample. The two parts basically is the same, but one is pitched up. Alright, so without no further ado, I exported them into a WAV file, as you can see, and this is the beat part by part, melodies, kick, hi-hat, LA, then you got the open hats and snares, and then this is the same copy of the beat but all together, because my main goal is to make each song sound good on any speaker. Some speakers got the quality of being super stereoized, so you can be in, it's like you are in a box, so you can feel the sounds coming from all the places, from your head, right, left, front, back, on all the sides, right? But let's say your speaker doesn't have the stereo frequencies or spectrum and only has the mono, right, close to the middle. So when you spread melodies, whatever the case is, in the stereo, and the equipment only accepts the middle, a lot of that information gonna be loose and not going to sound. So my idea with this is having in the middle condense, warm, and then have the space, stereo, the feel. It's really nice, not just to hear it, it's just to feel it. But in case we have a speaker that doesn't have the stereo machine, we still got a good track going on. So it is good to point out that a lot of the tracks, when they play on the speaker that only reproduces mono audio, the melodies, if they are on a stereo, they just sound too quiet, like in the real background, and you got the bass, drums, and voice, nothing else, which is not really good look for a full song to play. Alright, so after that we have this line, all these lines are the vocals. What I really recommend is to layer them and leveling them. The levels are pretty useful. Not all the instruments have to be on the same level dB wise. Someone can be way lower, one can be on the right side, left side. As we can see here, I play with the panning, so you have something coming from left to right, the other right to left, so it just adds, it's air candy, it adds up a lot. So here you got the background vocals, ad-libs, here more background vocals. This is the part of the hook as well, and yeah, so you have the vocals over here. And for the vocals, my idea was to add some, but not add too much, because sometimes when you start to overproduce, overmix, the vocals start to sound too dry, or it sounds too computerized, so they are not natural. And in this type of music, at least in this song, my idea was having some of the analog feel, warm feel, and not being over compressed or overly digital. So in this case, as you can see, took some of the noise, boost and lower some of the frequencies, some parts that I really didn't like. Then I have some de-esser. The sibilance is harsh to the ear, if we are listening to a small headphones, that thing is super annoying to us. We can see some EQing, and even more plugins, compression, but I keep it real simple. Alright. Basically, for the other parts, as we said before, it was all about the leveling. As you see, the main vocal is on the top, the other ones are 11 dB less, 5 dB, almost 10 minus dB. So that was the goal for having an overall sound that is, I mean, we want the main vocals to stand out, so we are not going to put all the vocals to be on top of it or fight for room, because this is like a room, and some things and some elements have to get a more wider space. In others, just a little, but they fill the gaps and spaces, so we got that full thing going on. All right. Now, last but not least, before we can get on some of the mixing. It's good to say LA and Kick. They are good to have them on mono. So I just even use the default EQ to take some of the high end, and then spreading some parts with some plugins, compress them, and having all of them in a bus where I put some effects on them, like effect trees, as we can see over here, right? And then these having all the vocals all together, have the vocals built, all goes down to one bus, which I try to put some warm emphasis and took some of the harshness frequencies, which in this part I only took the stereo part from 300 to 0 or 20 dB, whatever the case is. So without further ado, and yeah, that's it pretty much. And I do recommend to add cuts, stutters, effects on the beat as well, so the listeners won't get like bored of listening to the track, because the main idea is to entertain with music. So there we go. Let's play the track and let's enjoy this. Let me put my headphones on so you can listen to the full quality of it, and without really talking no more. This is how the track sounds.
Beautiful day. Woke up on the beach with a freak, I was super lit. Gotta go hard, can't stop, cause I'm too legit. I'ma keep it cool, but my dog, he a lunatic. Putting every dollar in the pot on some Jewish shit. Unemployed, I ain't got a job, I be moving shit. Tim Taylor, gotta keep a tool, home improvement shit. Get paper, gotta keep a knot, or a few account shit. Hot, gotta keep it low, better slow it down, checkers, no nigga.
Alright, and that's what I want to show you about the song. So chill. You will have to wait for it until that's up. But basically, this is a quick rundown of how I mixed this track. It's good to mention as well that for streaming platforms and CD is a difference. So you have to lower and compress a little bit less for streaming and have more headroom, and not like overly compressing and going for that maximum volume, because the streaming platform is gonna squash that, and the sound is not going to sound, the track not going to sound that good. So with all that being said, I hope this to be useful. This is basically what I do, and my name is P.A.ID from Argentina, and thank you so much for listening.